Well, this is anticlimactic. All right, everybody, it's Tom. Hangouts on Air is going away later this year. Oh, my. That's news to me. Okay. Anyway, what? Jay just turned the ball over. No, he punted. Okay. Anyway, what we've got here is last 8.5 minutes. Emma Wright, Bo Jackson. Defense calls correctly. It's Keith's East Rock Redskins versus Jay Villings, Chico's Bail Bondsman. And we've got a 27-17 game. East Rock is leading by 10. They've got the ball now. I was hoping for a little more of a close finish. That's not going to happen. Whoever just joined, just mute your own microphone by clicking on the top center of the screen. Long pass, John Taylor gets incorrectly. Nobody there. Covered by 5, incomplete on Bobby Britz's card. Keith's doing a very fine job with this team this year. He's 6-5. They make it 7-5, barring a collapse here in the fourth quarter. He's up by 10, 3rd and 5. He's got Bo Jackson that generates run calls. He's throwing a lot of bombs. He's also throwing flats, so you can't. Off of that, someone's got to mute their mic, whoever that is. Let's see if I do it. I think I just did it. There we go. Okay. So we got 3rd and 5. Each drops at 10. The person's back. I muted them. They muted themselves, maybe. Let's try again. I muted them. Okay, good. 3rd and 5 for Keith. At his own 42. He leads 27-17. We haven't seen much from Rod Bernstein today. I've been watching most of this game from the early second quarter on. I was doing some stuff. I was eating, really. And hopefully I'm good to go. Just checking this out. Looks like I'm good to go. I'm not doing the camera. So this be a quick. So this is a big play. 3rd and 5 for Keith at his own 42. 7 minutes to go. He's up by 10. Jay's up against him, but he does have big weapons with Rod Bernstein. Jay's offense has had a hard time getting going. He fumbled a punt right before the half that led to a field goal for Keith. They put Keith up by 2 scores. One pitch, Jerry Rice, but he's being double teamed. Bobby Brister has been playing okay, but defensive back in zone incomplete. Good call by Jay. That was a 0. Jay's got a very good secondary and short pass with 6 at left corner and strong safety, 5 at right corner. The free safety is a 0. But he's still been double teaming Jerry because Keith's been throwing to him a lot. Even though John Taylor covered by the 5 is a pretty good option. So 4th and 5. Maury Buford on to punt for Keith. I think he has the block on 12, but the punt goes 40 yards and gets a 7-yard bounce. So Jay's up against it at his own 3-yard line. 6:54 to go, and he's down 10. He has not used many of Rod Bernstein's carries. So he's got that going for him. He's been using Bernstein more as a decoy. He hasn't really been working that well. Keith's been calling a good game defensively. Here at his own 3, he's not going to use Bernstein because Bernstein gets right. He's got -4s like all over his off tackle column, and even worse around there. And that'd be a safety, which would pretty much end the game. Jay's already up against it. So, and he's trying to run Herschel a little bit. Herschel's card's not that great this year, so it's been slow going for the bail bondsman. I'm saying Chicago because I see the CHI, but Chico's bail bondsman. I'll tackle left to Marion Butts, who has good numbers in 2 and 12. 7 plus 3. 6 was a short game. He's got some of the decent numbers in there. Makes the second down to 7. Now you might see the bear, Rod Bernstein. But 6 carries 91 yards. And Bernstein checks in because now an off tackle would not be a safety, guess correctly. He would simply be pushed back to his own 2, which is also where you don't want to be. Now, Keith, I think, is only average and average. Dave Mega's done a good job on punt returns in this game. I think he's popped that plus 27 on 6 a couple of times. Nelson's a good receiving back. He's got a little bit of yards at the end run. But really, Bernstein in the game, you don't want to run it with Nelson because you're more likely to get a run call. Looking past the Bernstein, there's one linebacker there. Defense calls pass. Jim McMahon's the quarterback for Chico's bail bondsman. Chico's bail bondsman. Incomplete, McMahon. 14 of 31, 149 today. Is pretty much a maxed out flat pass card. Well, 12 is incomplete, but 11 does give you the split. I kind of like this McMahon card for someone who's going to be a little ball control and maybe has a good defense. This team is good. Jay's team. But Keith's doing a good job with this team this year. Scoring a lot of points. Got Bo Jackson, got Jerry Rice, and John Taylor. Marcus Allen's got a pretty decent guest run card. for moving the chains, particularly. And he's a good receiver, of course. So, it's not as hurtful that Bo's low on carries, it seems. And Bobby Bristol's low turnover, and he's good in flat. He's got 12 units long pass wrong. So, look, you can make it work, which I said in the preseason show. And I think I predicted Keith to go 10-7. He beat me, and he beat Dennis. Put up 30 points against each one of us. Short pass to Webster Slaughter, 3rd and 7 for Jay. Kind of needs this one. He's at his own 6, and McMahon connects with Webster Slaughter, 11 yards in the first down. Jay up at his own 17. Now, Bernstein has only got 12 unfatigued carries left. Sorry, only 4 unfatigued carries left. I think he has 12 coming into the game. 5:24 to go. This is a must drive here. You can't take too long to do it. He's dying for a guess for on call on Bernstein. Pop a 7 plus 25 or something. Short pass trying to get receiver on Webster Slaughter, who I think is maxed out with a big average. Not a lot of, short pass to Bernstein he's been using because he's not double teamed that often. Not a lot of places to go here. There's short pass Bernstein guessed incorrectly. He's covered by 4. Needs a completion here. McMahon's not the great short pass wrong. Him and Bubby are similar that way. There's a interception incomplete. 2 only on the wrong. That would have been picked off. Guess right, 2-7. But you can see 16 units of short pass wrong. Some people say, 5, 6, 7. That's pretty good. It's 15 units plus 1, 16 units, which is actually not good. Short pass wrong. It's well below average. Well, below average. 18 or more. Certainly, we want to be. Ideally, you want to be 20 plus on wrong on the short pass column. At least 19 to feel kind of okay. But in this era, this particular season, not a lot of great quarterback cards. But I think I like McMahon's coach. Jay's a great coach, even though he's losing here today. Flat pass to Darren Nelson. That's incorrect. That's a good call by Jay. A chance for a receiver to pick up a first down here. Short gain on McMahon's card. I don't think they start with the getting out of bounds yet. They should start in the last 5 minutes. I don't think they do. I could be wrong about that. It's the last 4 minutes. I don't remember. When I'm playing, if it's an option, I choose it. Yes, it is in play. Last 5 minutes. Jay got out of bounds there in the white die too. So he's up at his own 29. Only 4:30 to go, though, and he needs 2 scores. He's been a little conservative this quarter. Since being up 10 points, he punted on 4th and 1. I think around the 47-yard line. There's the opponent 47. Because his defensive rules said about 10 points. Jay's kind of struggling. Let me not make it easy for him. He needs 2 scores. That's the right philosophy, I think, in this rule set in this particular season. This short pass Webster Slaughter gets wrong. He needs a receiver reading and something big on his Florida's card. He's got plenty of yardage there. Oh, receiver incomplete. He's not 7 only. I thought he was. But he's 4, 7, and 12. But the rest of this is plus 18, plus 20. You got 8 units of long gain. That's a real killer. Jay needed something like that to get up to midfield or beyond on a long gain. And he got what he wanted. And then definitely did not get what he wanted. 7 only incomplete. It's included any receiver. Not the running backs always, but any receiver. So you got a 2nd down and 10 here. And that was a run call. You had it ready because Bernstein's card is dangerous. It's got short gains all over the place, but also like a plus 25 and plus 30. Not on a 2 and a 12, but like an 8 and a 10 or like a 7, numbers like that. Long pass, Florida defense calls pass. There's a guy there. He's a 6 and a 5 covering. That's going to be tough to get. Defender extra plus 27, James Hastings. This is the New York Jet secondary. That 6 free safety is Eric McMillan. I'm a Jet fan, so I know my Jets. Defender extra incomplete, no good. White die 4 sets up 3rd and 10. See, a short pass there again would have been another receiver on the 8. Might have been the way to go, but Jay knows he's up against on the clock. And he's a great coach. And McMahon, I said I kind of like McMahon, for one of the late quarterbacks. One of those guys you're going to draft in the last 2-3 rounds this year. As a ball control guy, he only has 9 long pass wrong units. I was looking at that earlier in the game. That's a very low number. Bubby's got 12, so I like Bubby certainly better. I think. I don't know where he came out in my rankings. Bubby versus McMahon. What you're talking about, guys, again, who are going to be drafted late in the draft. I'm talking about the Mark Rippons, the Jim Everetts, and the Warren Moons, and those guys who are going to be drafted up highly. A lot of us are going to be stuck with lousy quarterbacks. So you had to choose the king of the dipshits. Forgive my language. As Anthony Michael Hall would know. Short pass Rob Bernstein. There's Foreman there. This will be tough. He needs a 6 or 7 on McMahon's card. For the defense, incomplete. Keeps only average. And this is pretty much going to be for the game here. 4th and 10 for Jay. His own 29. Only about 3.5 minutes to go. 3 wide, 1 halfback. Darren Nelson to cover by 6. But part of the idea there is keep Darryl Talley in that 12 home. This Buffalo linebacking group that Keith has. Brian Brennan is the extra receiver, covered by 0. That's sort of the obvious one to go to. He's got 3 guys who are covered by 0s and 4s. Reggie Foghorn Langhorn, Brian Brennan, and Rob Bernstein. He's done a lot of standing around in these types of situations, which is not bad. Show up at the Langhorn, being double teamed by the linebacker. He needs a receiver, gets right. Or 12 in the defense, 7 incomplete. Good double team by Keith. Would have been must run otherwise. And barring something like a snap fumble, it's going to be another victory for the Redskins, as according to what I downloaded earlier, they'll be up to 7-5. Interesting, he's beating all the good coaches. He beat me, beat Dennis, and he's beating Jay. You know, let's see who lost to Rick Byron. Lost to Brian Dunedin, not Brian Erie. Lost to Jason Owens. Lost to Arizona horribly, 38-7. That's a 3-9 team. So he's actually been beating the teams with the better records. But Dunedin was doing pretty well earlier, I think. What's their record now? They're 5-3. The Osprey, and I think the Osprey, I just said they beat this team, right? So actually, he's played a lot of guys who are doing well, and he's doing pretty well. So that's a good sign. Don't think he's played. He did play Bellevue. Okay, it was 0-4. Second down to 12 for Keith at his own 31. So it's fun for me to call the games with these old seasons. Elite Sports Podiatry, Dr. Fulham. So that was Brian with us checking in, but he saw that nothing was going to happen, so he checked out. He was here for a little while. I saw it in there. Thanks for joining, Brian. I'll say to the end of the broadcast, there's only a couple minutes left. I'm not going to drop it like that. I won a big game for my team earlier today. Got myself up to 5-3. I was down to 4-3. I lose about 500. You hate to do that, so I get pushed back up to 2 games. Over is big. David Pagic, the Woodbridge Baron, had beat him 41-29. I was up by 3 scores, and they threw a bomb to make it a 4th score, and hit it only in the 4th quarter. They need a massive comeback. There's so much firepower in that team with James Brooks and Jim Everett and those Patriot wide receivers that you feel like no lead is safe. But I was able to hold on. And Vinny was hot today. Look at the standings. I might do a mid-season show for next week, or maybe this week. Dennis is 8-2 in first place. Joe Golden 6-2 right behind. Dave Pagic now, I think, 5-3. Tied with Brian, 5-3, and me at 5-3. I think I lost to Brian. I think that was that close, 14-7. Yeah, 14-7 to Brian. He's doing a nice job at 5-3. Who's he played? He beat Rochester, who's been very competitive. 7-7 for the Jeffersons. He beat Keith, who's doing well. He beat Tempe, who's struggling. He beat George, who's struggling. He beat me, who's 5-3. So that's a couple of nice wins there. Lost to Jersey, who's good. Lost to Michael Reeves, Ohio Club, who's 5-4. Certainly in the mix. Lost to Brian Lewis, his friend. I think they come from out of the league. 26-20. A lot of teams in the mix here. That's always good to see. Look at the Jeffs are 7-7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And depending on what Jay does, he's just getting started today. It's 12 teams out of the league or 500 or better. Then Erie's 2-3, so they're right there as well. Below that, you got a lot of work to do. Ashland's only 0-2, so they could still right the ship. But certainly not all these teams are going to make the playoffs. Some guys are going to, play each other, and somebody's going to start losing and fall under 500. An odd schedule, 17 games, so can't go 8-8. You'll go 9-8 or 8-9. Now, Keith kicked the field goal. Jay's out of timeouts. He's down with 2 scores. He's got Herschel Walker to touchdown and 3, but Keith will presumably squib kick it. And he went for the onside kick instead. Why bother squibbing? He says it's only the 10, 15 yards. I'll go for the onside. Well, maybe not. It's not an unreasonable decision. And actually, he says crap. He was trying to squib. So much for that. So Jay's got the ball at his own at Keith's 49. 1:22 left. No timeouts. Bernstein's been held in check. Big time. 6 carries for 5 yards. You see the end run, 4 plus 37 plus 25. You can get it back. The other end run for Bernstein. Jay needs a 1-2-3 here in the wide die. It's 12 yards of the defense. 5 in the wide die. It's not going to bounce. I actually need a 2 in the wide die to get it out of bounds. He needs a 2-4-6. Dan Moore recommending Strat change that. So maybe it's 1-3-5 gets you out of bounds. Why not give the offense the benefit of the doubt? I'm rooting for my car, and then the guy only gets out of bounds 1/3 of the time. Kind of hurts. 1st and 10 for the Bail Bondsman at the East Rock 37. Never left to Bernstein. He's running at a 0 too, so it's something good here. There is 10 plus 27. Finally gets it. So the big for the Bear. White die 3. Might see Jay spike the ball here. Time is, of course, of the essence. He carries 44 for Bernstein. But it was all on that carry before they had 7 carries for 17 yards. He had plus 12. The defensive player for that. So 2 carries, 56 yards here. Jay does spike the ball because he's only got 56 seconds left. But the Bear will be in the game. He's going shotgun here. I think I know what he's going to do, but I won't say it. 2nd and goal, well from the 10. So the flat pass is still in effect. Short pass to Bernstein, Foreman in zone. Needs a touchdown, 2nd and 10. Touchdown. Oh, defense called run, even against a shotgun. I was thinking maybe an end run for Jim McMahon, but Jay deked him out, got the touchdown, would have been a D on what's-his-name's card. And it's a 30-24 game. The onside kick is recovered by the defense, or I should say the receiving team. Keith recovered the onside kick. It'll be a 30-24 victory for the East Rock Redskins over Chico's Bail Bondsman. And I'm sure we'll see Keith take a knee here. And that'll be it. Maybe we can get Jay to play me. Who knows? And a little bit of prep time, maybe 20 minutes. It's almost dinner time probably for him. I just ate something, so I'm not even hungry. And Bubby takes a knee. Congratulations, Keith. So hoping for a little closer finish there, but I had a little time to kill. And I felt like doing something strat related, so I came on. So maybe I'll do this again sometime when maybe we have a little bit of a more tenser situation down the stretch. Adios, guys. Bye-bye.